A personal construct psychology perspective on sport and exercise psychology research. The example of mental toughness. Sandy Gordon, Daniel GUCCIARDI, and Timothy Chambers. Personal construct psychology, PCP, lol, Kelly, 1955, is a theory that, rather than telling us about what to think, tells us how we can go about understanding what we think. It presents a framework within which we, as researchers, practitioners, and people, can understand and appreciate how other people theorize about their worlds. It is a theory about theories. Over the years, PCP has been applied extensively to a range of areas subject to psychological inquiry, including clinical settings. Winter, 1992. Nursing, Custodian, Ellis, Watkins, 2003. Education, Pope and DiNicolo, 2001. Forensics, Horley, 2003. And Politics, Stochnow, 2003. However, with the exception of investigating involving Butler's 1991 performance profiling technique, researchers in sport and exercise psychology have largely ignored PCP. The main purpose of this chapter, therefore, is to provide a PCP framework for studying psychological variables in sport and exercise settings. In doing so, we hope to illustrate the usefulness of PCP as a framework for the design of empirical research in sport and exercise settings, and provide a PCP theoretical base for interpreting data from such research. The example of mental toughness was chosen as an illustrative example of this paper because the research to date on this topic has not been linked to any theoretical framework. While Jones, Hanton, and Cunningham, 2002, mentioned that their research was based on a general framework of PCP, no clear link was presented to specifically demonstrate how the theory guided their research. Following a brief overview of mental toughness, research in sport, both the repertory grid and performance profiling techniques are discussed, and a model of PCP experience cycle is described. The chapter concludes with an illustration of how PCP can be employed for understanding and developing any psychological phenomena in sport and exercise settings. The essential components of PCP presented in Table 1 are discussed throughout the paper, highlighting their relevance to the research agenda. Mental toughness in sport. Within scientific and coaching communities, mental toughness is acknowledged as being one of the most important psychological attributes in achieving performance excellence. Bull, Shenbrook, James, and Brooks, 05. Fourier, Potgetier, 2001. Goldberg, 98. Gold, 02. Jones et al., 02. Middleton, Marsh, Martin, Richards, and Perry, 2004. Alpha. Most individuals use the term implicitly, and accordingly, scientific literature contains a plethora of widely differing definitions of mental toughness. Without a general consensus as to its meaning, the term serves to complicate rather than clarify discussion. Jones et al., 2002, moreover, until recently, qualitative investigations, Bull et al., 05, Fourier, Potgetier, 01, Gold, Diffenbach, Moffat, 02, Jones et al., 02, Middleton et al., 2004, Alpha, and Thelwell, Weston, and Greenless, 05. Much of what is known about mental toughness was based on anecdotal reports. Studies by Jones et al. In 2002 and Middleton et al. 2004 Alpha were specific attempts to elucidate an understanding of mental toughness within their given cohorts. These investigations with athletes and coaches provide some insight into the complexity of the concept and provide definitions of characteristics essential to mental toughness. Jones et al. Provided this definition. Mental toughness is having the natural or developed psychological edge that enables you generally cope better than your opponents within many demands, competition, training, lifestyle that sport places on the performer. Specifically, Be more consistent and better than your opponents in remaining determined, focused, confident, and control under pressure. Page 2009. Also, they identified 12 attributes as key to mental toughness: an unshakable self-belief to achieve competition goals, an unshakable self-belief in their unique qualities that make them better than the rest, an insatiable desire to succeed, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to thrive on pressure, to accept anxiety as inevitable, to not be affected by performances of others, to remain focused despite personal issues, to switch sport focus on and off as required, to remain focused despite competition issues, to push physical and emotional pain boundaries while maintaining technique and effort, and to regain psychological control following unexpected, uncontrollable competitive events. Jones et al., 2002. Middleton et al. In 2004 alpha, however, asserted that the Jones et al. 2002 definition was inadequate, as it only describes the outcomes of being mentally tough and did not define mental toughness itself. Based on their qualitative research, these authors concluded that mental toughness is an unshakable perseverance and conviction towards some goal despite pressure or adversity. They also identified 12 key mental toughness characteristics, which included self-efficacy in your ability to achieve in a chosen sport, strong and positive mental concept with regards to dealing with adversity, believing in your own potential and capacity for growth and development, task-specific attention whilst being able to block out distracting or negative thoughts, perseverance in the face of adversity, task familiarity, and understanding adversity, intrinsically motivated to achieve personal bests, task value in the quality and success of performance, intellectual and emotional goal commitment, positivity when faced with adversity, stress minimization when under pressure or adversity, and positive comparisons with your opponents in coping better with adversity. Middleton et al. Went one step further and proposed a model of mental toughness, Figure 1, that is both multidimensional and hierarchical, attempting to capture the complexity of this concept with greater specificity. This model separates mental toughness into orientation and strategy, with further distinctions emphasizing factors that are actions, coping strategies, focusing of attention, and personal characteristics such as self-beliefs and motivations. The authors argue that their definition and model illustrates not only what mental toughness is, but also what the actions of mental toughness are. Example, emotional management, perseverance, and task focus, together with the role of some of the factors that orientate individuals to become mentally tough: self-belief, determination, commitment, attitude, and task familiarity. Middleton and colleagues have also developed a mental toughness inventory, MTI, based on their definition and model, which encompasses 13 factors in total. These include the 12 components of mental toughness mentioned previously, plus a goal of mental toughness measure: Middleton, Marsh, Martin, Richards, and Perry in 2004 Bravo. The inventory was piloted at a specific sports school in Sydney, Australia, with 279 males and 200 female athletes between 12 and 19 years old. The MTI showed good, reliable, and the measurement model was supported in a confirmatory factor analysis. Research by Bull et al. 2005 focused specifically on mental toughness in elite cricket. They sought to gain a better understanding how mental toughness is conceptualized in that sport and determine how players develop the qualities of mental toughness. 12 English cricket, identified by 101 coaches as being among the mentally toughest during the previous 20 years, were interviewed. Analysis of their one-on-one interview transcripts identified 4 themes, which were subsequently